So, another episode of Mandalorian, another video where I have to explain to you all the stupid, you were too stupid to know was stupid in this show. Because I'm here for you. I do this for you. It's just the kind of guy I am. Plus the shits and giggles of mocking this show and how brain dead stupid you are. But because I love the reviews of this. I love the reviews of how people are trying to defend and justify this nothing episode. Oh, it's a quieter episode. It's a building episode. No, it's not. Say it with me, reviewers. This was a filler episode with nothing going on story-wise. It does nothing to, advance the story. Get used to it, because that's what the show's going to be. There's also another thing. There was something about this show that I couldn't put my finger on until I finally figured out. This is like the old Hercules TV show from the mid-90s with Kevin Sorbo. Okay? Because this show is the same corny, cliche, blatant, obvious, formulaic TV show that the Hercules TV show was mocked for being in the 90s. In the 90s, we made fun of how corny, stupid, formulaic, cliche the Hercules TV show was. But The Mandalorian is exactly the same, except it's got a Star Wars background and better special effects. But instead of you morons making fun of this show and mocking this show for the same reasons we all mocked the old Hercules TV show, you guys are praising it. You guys have no problem with it. I love how goddamn pathetic you are on this. So, let's see. In the beginning, it's all that setup. There's a little bit of stupid, but I'm not going to get into it because there's too much big stuff to even deal with. So the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda go to this tavern, I guess, in this village. And he ends up seeing Kara at a table, and he talks to the waitress, and Kara leaves, and he turns, and Kara's gone. So he goes to, find out where she is, to see what's going on, and leaves Baby Yoda by himself. So if he's concerned that Kara might be something to do with him or Baby Yoda, why would you leave Baby Yoda alone? If he thinks that Kara's a bounty hunter of some kind, no, goes to the barmaid, here, keep an eye on her. Because if Kara was an actual bounty hunter that want to steal or kill Baby Yoda, Mandalorian walks out, Kara, if she was a bounty hunter, would have just gone around, shoot the baby, it would have been done. This is the best bounty hunter in the parsec. This is the stupidest bounty hunter. Then he goes outside and he sees footy prints. He has this radar thing that has footy prints. Now, remember, he's outside the inn where there's dozens of people who are going in and out. And not only that, the road, the area, nobody around. Because if there was anybody around, you would have realized there should have been dozens of different people's footprints all over the ground. But because there's nobody else around, no. He just sees her footprints. There's nobody else's footprints. And then you're going, oh, okay. But then I know your defense. Oh, they're fresh. That's why he saw them. Later on, after he goes out to the raiders, he goes into the forest. He sees the raiders' footprints. Well, how old were they? Like what? He was just following them? They were fresh? Bullshit. Well, bullshit. This show has no way of justifying that he was able to see her footprints and nobody else's. Because they don't explain how it works. And you guys don't care because you're idiots. So then he's following her and the footprints end. Now, Kara has a blaster. If, as far as she was concerned, he was a bounty hunter trying to take her in. So instead of using her blaster to, I don't know, kill or take down the Mandalorian, now let's wrestle. This is why the Resistance keeps losing. You have a clear advantage. You have them in your sights. You've ambushed them. You have a blaster. You could easily shoot him and end it. Nah, I'm going to jump him and we're going to wrestle around for a bit. So then they wrestle around for a bit, right? And all of a sudden they turn around and she has her blaster out and he has his blaster out. And then Baby Yoda shows up. And they stop fighting. But why? Why would they stop fighting? Like, she still thinks he's a bounty hunter trying to take her in. Mandalorian would still think she's a bounty hunter trying to take or kill Baby Yoda. So, how did they suddenly become friends? Like, do you understand? There's no way Baby Yoda showing up should have somehow... And then he goes, would you like some soup? What are you talking about? 5 seconds ago you were in a death struggle ready to kill each other. Baby Yoda shows up and it's over because... Not only that, how did Baby Yoda show up? Like, if they had at least had the barmaid running up behind going, oh my god, I can't believe I lost you. How did you go? Nothing. Baby Yoda just shows up. This show is so pathetic and lame. What else? So then they talk, and Mando asks, how did you end up here? And then she says, just call it early retirement. No. Just say the truth. You know what the truth is? They have no idea. They never bother thinking one up because they realized you as an audience don't care. Like, they have no reason why she's there. She has they have none. They just need her to be there because they want her to be there and they didn't bother coming up with any goddamn reason. Then Kara says, so then they talk and then Kara says, one of us has to leave. Why? What's the reasoning or the logic or the justification that they both cannot stay? Not in this tavern, not in this town, this planet. This planet is now, because Kara was here first, she gets to be the only one. This is insane. There is no logic or reasoning behind this. He now has to leave the planet because he does. He goes to a ship and he's getting ready to leave the goddamn planet. Why? So now, next scene. Mando's ship is now in town. How? Why? He parked the ship in the middle of nowhere. Remember? In the forest. So all he should have done was walk back to the ship, get in, and leave. No. Suddenly, he needs to repair the ship in the middle of the town because, did you guys even realize that his ship was now suddenly in the middle of town? Did you notice that? There was no reason for him to have his ship, because if he was going to repair it, why couldn't he have repaired it in the forest? No, it's in town now. Because if he had gone back to the forest where he had left the ship, the two guys from the village or the farm area would have never found him. He had to suddenly have his ship in the middle of... and he's repairing it in the middle of the night. He's repairing it. Why is he repairing it in the middle of the night? Why? Please. So then, the two guys start the two guys, after talking to the Mandalorian, leave and say they have to go back to their farm in the middle of nowhere. Now all of a sudden Mandalorian goes, well, wait, now I'll help you. Wait a minute. I thought you had to leave the planet. So why now are you allowed to stay? Because you're offering her a job? What are the rules to this? There are none. He has to leave the planet. For some reason, he has to leave the planet. But because he's willing to offer her a job and a place to lay low, he can now stay on the planet? So he's at the village and he's settling in. Oh, yes. And I love how no one questions or mentions the fact that he has a baby alien. He has a baby Yoda. And they're talking and acting like it's his kid. Am I missing something? He has an alien baby that is not the same species as the Mandalorian. Nobody has a problem with this. Nobody questions it. They are literally acting like it's his child. Like, do any of you have any is there any particular reason none of you have a problem with this? Really? So then Mando and the mother talk about the helmet. And the show finally addresses the rules about not being able to take off the helmet, because apparently there must have been enough people calling them out on it. So they came up with, the rule now is you can't take it off in front of people, or that no other people can see his face, right? And I'm going, okay, that's cool. I have no problem with that. That's great. Except immediately after, he stands in front of an open window where there are kids visibly there in front of him and takes off his helmet. The kids can easily turn and see his face. Somebody could walk, he's in a village with a bunch of other people. Somebody could easily walk by his window, turn and see his face. He can't have anybody see his face, but then stands in front of an open window where there are kids right in front of him and takes off. Please defend that scene. Anybody who has no problem with this show, defend how that is not the okay, it's not the stupidest. We get stupider later on. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, hold on. So, So, Mando and Kara end up finding out about that the Raiders have an ATST. And then Mando says they have to leave. They can't stay here anymore. Well, why? Why can't they stay here anymore? Because the Raiders have an ATST. Okay? Because immediately after, Kara says it's the Raiders. It's not the First Order or the Empires or anybody. So why would they have to leave? None. But then Kara says it's only the two of us. We can't take out that ATST. Gee, if only they had a bounty hunter who owned a goddamn gunship filled with weapons. It's only the two of them. It's not like they have a bounty hunter who owns a gunship that could do anything. It's not like he has any bombs or weapons that could possibly take out the ATST. No, if only they had one of those. No, let's teach the villagers how to fight. He has a gun. Okay, in case you didn't understand the sarcasm, the Mandalorian owns a gunship. The Mandalorian doesn't have any equipment in his ship that could possibly take out an AT-ST or disable it in any way. He doesn't have any bombs that he could use to put on the AT-ST to disable the AT-ST. None. We have to teach the villagers how to fight. You're pathetic, okay? All of you watching this show or reviewing this show and not calling out the blatant, stupid, forced, cliche, formulaic aspect of this episode, you're full of shit, okay? You're useless. I already knew that ahead of time, but I'm just establishing proof how you have to be brain dead to not see the problems of this show. So, they go to the bandit camp. They go to the bandit camp. And Mando places a bomb in that little hut, and it blows up. And you see the AT-ST start up. And I'm thinking, okay, you just showed you have a bomb. Take the bomb, run to the AT-ST before it fully charges, or fully starts up. Put a bomb on it. No, let's run away because we need to have the villagers take out the AT-ST. So then the fight is taken to the village and they're losing. And then Kara says, I have a plan. And I'm thinking, okay, great, finally. Kara's gonna, I say, give me one of your bombs. She's going to circle around, go behind the AT-ST, or the Mandalorian would go around, right, around the AT-ST. And while they're all fighting, he'll just put a bomb on the AT-ST, blow it up. Because once the AT-ST falls down, that's what he ends up doing anyway. To take out the AT-ST, he has to put the bomb on it. So I'm thinking the plan is, the Mandalorian is going to go around, put the bomb on the AT-ST, blow it up, and it's over. Now, in case some of you are going to nitpick, okay, that, no. Kara says we have nothing that'll take out the AT-ST's legs. The Mandalorian has a grappling line, okay? So you can't even defend that. The Mandalorian has a grappling line. Can easily climb up, put it on the back of it, drop down, run away, and the thing blows up. It's already away from the village anyway. It's not going to hurt anybody. So again, the AT-ST falls down, and then now the Mandalorian puts the bomb on it. And I'm thinking, why didn't you do that 20 minutes ago? You could have done that 20 minutes ago. What else? So the fight is over, and Kara asks, what happens if you take off the helmet? And the Mandalorian goes, oh, you can't put it back on again. And she goes, what, that's it? And I'm thinking, yeah, what, that's it? Like, that, how is that bad? What does that mean? Like, what's the significance of not being able to put your helmet? Like, this is a situation where the explanation is actually stupider than not having an explanation. That means nothing. The explanation is ridiculous. And then she says, you can stay here and raise your kid. And I'm going, how does she think that Baby Yoda is his kid? This is what I meant by earlier, how people think the Baby Yoda is his kid. So Mando says he'll leave him here. I go, yeah, the Baby Yoda that has a tracker on him and is being hunted by bounty hunters being paid to kill him. Bounty hunters who still have a fob, because every bounty hunter has a fob for Baby Yoda. No, I'm going to leave him here. He'll be safe here. And here's the best part. To remind the Mandalorian, because he's so goddamn stupid, And to remind the audience, because you're so goddamn stupid, that that's a stupid idea, they actually have a bounty hunter with a fob show up to establish how stupid that idea was. But the Mandalorian didn't catch it, and you as an audience didn't catch it until the show had to show you a bounty hunter appearing to try and kill Baby Yoda for you to realize, oh yeah, that's a dumb idea. You should have realized it was a dumb idea the second it came out of his mouth. So then Mando talks to the mother, and she says, you can stay here. You and your boy can stay and have a good life. I'm thinking, am I missing something? Is there some type of interspecies aspect in Star Wars that I'm unaware of? How do these people not understand Baby Yoda is not his baby? It's not his. Oh, and I'm just curious. He's had Baby Yoda how long? Who's changing his diaper? I'm just curious. There's no nappy. Like, is he washing? Like, is the Mandalorian washing the diaper, washing it, cleaning all the whatever, and then drying it off and putting? I'm just curious. So then the bounty hunter shows up and is about to kill Baby Yoda. And we hear a gunshot. And I'm thinking, okay, obviously he wasn't. It's Kara's blaster. Did you know that Kara's blaster sounds like a shotgun shell? Really? Blasters now sound like gunshots. And they echo. Just for that one shot. That one shot sounds like... It's a little thing, but it's also a big thing. Okay? It shouldn't have made that sound. You know that doesn't make sense. You can't possibly have heard a blaster sounding like a shotgun and not go, that doesn't make sense. And then it isn't until Mando sees the fob and goes, oh yeah, this is a bad idea. Maybe we shouldn't leave Baby Yoda. I guess I'm going to have to take him with him. Shouldn't the Mandalorian's priority right now be to somehow figure out how to get the goddamn tracker out of Baby Yoda? I guarantee the show isn't even going to cover that. I want to know how many... I'll give the show the benefit of the doubt. I want to see how many episodes it's going to take before the Mandalorian realizes maybe I should do something to take the tracker off of or out of the Baby Yoda. I want to know how long it's going to take you as an audience to figure out that the Mandalorian should try to figure out how to take the tracker out of Baby Yoda. But I'm not going to hold my breath and wait for you guys to figure it out. Especially the people reviewing and how oh, you gotta praise this show. It's so goddamn amazing. Even when it sucks, you still gotta praise it. Anyway. Oh, God. I love this show. It comes up with amazing, new, unique ways of... And this is being directed by Jon Favreau, the guy you want to do the next Star Wars movie. You want the guy that can't make a half-hour episode without 5 to 10 stupid throughout. You want him to make the Star Wars movie. Of course you do. You didn't have a problem with Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. What do you know? Oh, God, I love this show. It's not as good as Firefly, but it's getting there. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm out of here. See ya.